Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Miniart. As you can see, it's a 1/35 scale kit which copies Spanish Cierva C.30A. So it's aircraft model in 1/35 scale, which sounds unusual, but this is, I would say, somewhat familiar kit to some of you because it was released in different versions before. Now we have a Spanish version and this will be an aircraft miniature series release with some interesting features in the box, so it will be good to check everything together. And of course we have a commercial sample here, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. And first of all, I have to say that design of this box is really nice. I mean, Miniart now has one of the best box arts on the market, and this image only proves this. Next, here you can see comparison with my hand. It's really typical Miniart box. Here on the side you can notice that we have some information about the manufacturer address, and also we have a barcode, QR code for the kit info page, and some safety advices. On the opposite side you'll find 5 marking options. Here they are. So all these markings can be copied with today's kit. Let's open it. It's a top opening box. And here is what we have inside. So all frames are packed into the same plastic bag. As you can see, it's sealed. And then on the bottom we have assembly manual. Obviously we will start with plastic and then gradually we will move on to some other things which are included into this box, such as assembly manual, for example. So I'm going to use scissors in order to open it quickly. And in the meantime, let me remind you that you can support us financially. Now we are trying to gather or collect money for the new lenses. I think they will give us a better outlook on the parts because it will be possible to zoom in closer. So if you want to help this cause, just use the support DSV button on our website, or you can also use our YouTube membership join button is somewhere here. So it will also give you some benefits by helping us. Okay, so here we have first thing out of the plastic bag. It's a small envelope with Miniart logo, and usually here they pack PE parts, so I'm going to open it and show it to you. So here it is, small unpainted PE thread. We can zoom in even closer. So that's exactly, I mean, you can see what I was talking about. So if we will have new lenses, it should help us get even closer look at, for example, such small PE parts as this one. But I mean, it is understandable that here we have unpainted PE parts, we even have seat belts, so even cockpit will get its own portion of metal elements. Next we continue with first gray plastic sprue. So this one is dedicated to the cockpit parts and also some external elements. So here we should zoom out a bit, and now you can see. So okay, molding quality seems to be fine. Of course you will have to delete or cut off these small pins on the cockpit frame, and I would rather use some plastic saw with this part because it will be a bit tricky to separate it with plastic cutters. But other than that, I do not see any possible issue here. We have 2 versions of the tail wheel, and as you can see, the landing gear tail leg is also molded separately, so it should help you to paint everything properly and install it on your aircraft. Here you can check parts from the opposite side, so everything looks nice and clean, and I think it will be easy to assemble all this stuff. Next we meet another plastic bag, so here it is. You can notice that manufacturer packed decals together with a clear plastic sprue. Well, it's fine. I mean, as long as this design protects clear parts, why not? So I'm going to open it right now and we will check it together. Okay, so what do we have here? First of all, clear plastic sprue. So clear parts look really nice. If you zoom in, you will be able to check it. Again, you can see that we are not able to zoom in even closer, but molding quality looks really nice. As I said before, Miniart usually does not include any masks, so if you would like to cover it with masks, you will have to get some aftermarket set. But other than that, I do not see any possible issue here, so it should be a really nice thing to have on your aircraft. And next we continue with decals. So here they are. They're printed on small sheet of paper, and they come from Decograph. Small sign here shows this. We have also some dials for the instrument panel, and we have all necessary symbols for several marking options. As you remember, printing quality looks fine, so I don't think you'll have any issues with application of these decals on your model. Next we continue with landing gear wheels, so here they are. And landing gear wheels are interesting because each one will have to be assembled out of several parts, and as you can see, these main sections, if we can call them, so they should be assembled out of single piece elements for each side, so it means you'll have to mask somehow rims and paint them separately, or maybe use some template in order to get a perfect circle on your wheel. But I think that's not a huge problem for experienced modelers. Next we continue with more plastic parts for external details, so let's zoom out. Here you can notice, for example, two one-piece pilot seats. We also have some external elements for landing gear and also various minor features or parts which will be installed on the fuselage. Again, molding quality seems to be fine. For example, I can zoom in here and you can notice that even the tiniest parts are carefully molded. Note that one part is broken off, but it is in plastic bag, so no worries, it is kept intact. Okay, next we continue with propeller blades. So here it is, we have 3 of them. They're molded as a single piece part, so I will show you only one because there is no need to show the same part again and again. And the most interesting thing here is that if I put it like this, here you can see that we have slide sagging replicated with plastic parts, so we get it out of the box, and that's really cool because it will look nice on such big model. And as for the whole blade, I would rather think how to properly attach it, because I really doubt that such thin pin will actually hold parts in place. Okay. Next we have first gray plastic sprue with fuselage halves, so maybe we will put it like this. Let's zoom out. As you can guess, this is a left half, and note that all cooling area parts are molded separately. We also have the cockpit frame here, and I really like what we have on the external surfaces of this fuselage, so you can notice that we have nice rivets and fabric surface imitation. That's really impressive in 1/35 scale plastic, so I would recommend to spend some time trying to bring it out with painting techniques. And here on the opposite side you can notice that we have some minor cockpit features, and of course this tail area, it will also serve as a guiding element because parts are relatively big, so it's better to have something what will be helping you during the assembly. But that's not all, we have one more fuselage half obviously, and we also get engine parts here, so they will be visible on the finished model. That's why I would recommend to spend some time trying to get even more convincing finish out of this. And it's really a detailed power plant, so if we zoom in back, maybe I'll place it like this. So here you can see that engine parts look really nice. It should be assembled out of several elements, and for 1/35 scale it's really good that they included such detailed power plant. It will be placed on the nose section. And again, here you can see another fuselage half with rivets and nice fabric surface. And here we have some cooling panels, also one-piece propeller and some instrument panel for both pilots. Okay, and if you flip it over here inside, you can notice again that we have minor cockpit features. And next we can go on with assembly manual, so here it is. It comes in form of typical Miniart brochure. It's color printed of course, so we can zoom out, maybe close the camera, and now you should be able to see that on the first page or on the cover we have list of the features. So all hatches can be open or closed, clear parts included, and there are decals for 5 marking options as you remember. We open it, here we have several marking options straight away, so these are 2 marking options. And next we have parts map. Keep in mind that Miniart does not show unused parts, so I would rather be careful while working with all this stuff in order to pick up the right parts. And assembly process starts with engine, which is really unusual for some modders who are used to start with cockpit, but here you start with engine and only then you move to the cockpit with pilot seats and also cockpit floor. Here you work on the cockpit walls, and as you can see, as a result you have a separate sub-assembly with cockpit parts, and obviously it will be inserted next between fuselage halves. And note that you have a choice between open or closed position of the side hatch. So if you plan to display the cockpit on your aircraft, definitely such feature will be handy for your build. Here we continue with the nose section assembly. As you can see, these cooling panels get assembled out of separate parts, and they basically repeat the panel lines, which is really cool because it means you have less gaps to worry about. Next we continue with these parts for the top propeller. Here we also assemble tail surfaces. As you can see, they will be assembled out of several parts with separate elevators. And next, what do we have? We install landing gear. So as you remember, these struts were molded as a single piece part, so you have to be careful while installing them. We install engine and propeller. Here we continue with the same stuff from the opposite side. And here you can see assembly of the main rotor. So here we are given choice between flying and transport position. And as I said before, I would rather think how to properly fix it, because it's really, I would say, strange that such thin pin will actually hold everything in place, but who knows, maybe it can. And of course with folded blades it should be as interesting as with unfolded. Next we also have another marking option. And on the back, on the last page, we have 2 more marking options, so it makes 5 in total. So as I said, this kit should be already available. You can get it in Modelimex webshop, and we have yet another, I would say, version of this unusual aircraft in 1/35 scale. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this release here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!